This is Galloway. Located on the southwest of Scotland, it's home to rolling hills and beautiful coastline, as well as the UK's largest forest, full of stunning lochs, towering trees and crashing waterfalls. If you're new around here, we're Jack and Joe, that's our scruffy hitchhiker Frank, and this is Big P, a home on wheels that's taken us on adventures to wild places across the UK and Europe. Join us in this video as we take a wild autumnal road trip around the coast and forests of this region, as we drive scenic coast roads, explore quirky towns, gusty lighthouses, peaceful park-ups, impressive waterfalls, loch-filled walks and more. If this sounds like your kind of adventure, then come along with us for these wild journeys in Galloway. Hello and welcome back. You join us on the cloudy, windswept coast of Galloway, close to Cairnryan, where ferries whisk you over to the shores of Ireland. We spent our first night back in Scotland, parked up in a motorhome Aire close to loch-filled, a popular spot for wading birds and a large gaggle of noisy migratory Brent geese, who we were told had recently returned after a 5,000-mile migration from the shores of Canada and Greenland. We're on Scar Park Aire, £10 a night. It's on an old World War II motorhome Aire, and yeah, really cool places to stop for a few nights. We've got the next 4 days to explore more of Galloway. There's a big old forest here, lots of nature. We've done some bird watching this morning, and yeah, I think we're just excited to explore a new part of Scotland for us. First impression of Galloway, really nice. The road views are actually surprisingly beautiful, and it's good to be back up in Scotland because they have passing places, and if anyone's in Cornwall who is involved in road planning is watching this, passing places are a really great addition to your tight Cornish roads. Hopefully no more scratches on the paintwork. We are driving along the coast down some stunning roads to the Mull of Galloway, Scotland's most southerly point. Excuse me mate, could you move out of the way? Good joke. Excuse me. Daisy.
She does not care.
Hello. Excuse me, cow.
There's a passing place for a reason.
There it is. Use the passing place. Bit of a traffic jam up here in Scotland. There we go. Lots of cows around in Galloway. You reckon, Frank? Is it walking weather? Reckon you can walk in this? Yeah.
Ready for it?
So I don't know if you can tell, proper windy on Big P. She's swaying in the wind, but we're going to go brave. A little tiny walk at the Mull of Galloway, Scotland's most southerly point, which on a clear day, hi. On a clear day, I'll tell you about it when we walk, probably on voiceover because you won't be able to hear me over the gale force winds we've got outside. The Mull of Galloway hosts one of Scotland's famous lighthouses, built by the famous Robert Stevenson, whose family, over the course of 4 generations, built the majority of Scotland's lighthouses. As the southernmost point of Scotland, the Mull of Galloway on a clear day is famed for its views of 5 kingdoms: England, Scotland, the Isle of Man, Ireland, and the Kingdom of Heaven. On a day like today though, you won't really see much. These are particularly choppy waters off the coast of the Mull, with its location creating the phenomenon known as the 9 tides. Caused by the Mull's jutting landscape in the nearby Solway Firth, legend has it that the tides were in fact conjured by 9 witches to shipwreck a witch hunter sailing over from Ireland. We took in the views, marvelled in the choppy, wild weather, before we headed off back along the coast to find a less windy spot for the night. That was a beautiful little free spot. Really nice night. God, slamming McGee on the old door there. Beautiful free spot. Lulled to sleep by the waves and a bit of the wind.
Yeah.
It's a dog. You'd love the dog.
You'd literally love to see
You'd love to see the dog. You don't need to grumble. Thanks, mate. This campsite, car park, also includes a free toilet emptying spot and some water. So we've actually just topped up the water and we've both had showers. God, look at us looking all clean. We're going to carry on exploring more of Galloway and we're going to head to Scotland's Booktown. So let's go check out. What?
Wigtown.
Wigtown.
Oh, it was a kestrel. Sorry. Wigtown.
We like this part of Scotland, don't we, Joe?
Yeah, so
Very surprising.
I had no idea.
Had no idea. Let's go check out Wigtown, which is famous for books, not wigs. Just a short drive along the coast lies Wigtown, Scotland's national book town, which is home to 17 bookshops of all shapes, sizes and specialisms. Wigtown's not big, but it has a really distinct character. We walked the high streets and gardens, drank coffee in a shop called Books and Bakes, and leafed through bookshelves in a bookshop, which is actually an Airbnb, which apparently you can book to stay the night at and then spend the day running your own bookshop. Oh, and we found a 150-year-old book just sitting on the shelf. After filling up on cake, books and coffee, we headed deep into Galloway Forest. So we are now in Galloway Forest. It's actually a dark sky reserve, so really good for stargazing if there wasn't any cloud, and there is currently lots of cloud. But we're parked up for the night. We're going to go do a hike tomorrow morning. It's beautiful around here, autumnal colours just everywhere. This is where we're going to be for the night. We're going to whack the kettle on enjoy the silence of this spot and head out for a hike tomorrow morning. So good morning, woken up to a proper autumn/winter day. Actually I'll go for autumn. It's cold, it's about 8 degrees, but there's no wind. And it's just beautiful, like the autumn colours are incredible. Look around us. And we're doing a loop around Loch Trool, I think it's called. So we're doing like a 5-mile circular hike. So Galloway Forest is the UK's largest forest, stretching 300 square metres. And fun fact, the majority of it was only planted in 1947, just after World War II, to kind of reboost our timber stock. Quite a lot of it's commercial forestry, so you'll get Sitka spruce, which isn't that good for biodiversity, but they've also done quite a lot of planting of native trees as well, to kind of reconnect kind of forest corridors between the loch. And there's an RSPB down there of an ancient woodland. Yeah, really, really beautiful. Got some Scots pine behind me. And lots of autumnal colours. This walk's going to be great. So just read on a sign back there, this side of the loch was the scene of a battle, 1307, turning point for Robert the Bruce against the English, where he ambushed English cavalry on the side of this loch with rocks thrown from above them, basically forcing them into the water. That was kind of the turning point which led to him actually being crowned King of Scotland and ridding Scotland of the English. Pretty cool. That was 800 years ago. So we're over halfway now. Now we're walking through, I think it's like a ancient oak forest. Super beautiful. We read a sign that on the bit that we were first walking around on the loch, they planted over 100,000 acorns to try and regrow this oak forest. Wow! And check out what I just walked past. come a little bit further down at the bridge where I left Joe. I've walked along a little mossy track and look at this. This is like magical. It's called Book and Burn. Wow. Now this is why we love Scotland. Look at this. Good hike, Frank. Great hike. I think altogether that took 4.5 hours. Plenty of stops to admire the views. Really, really beautiful. I don't think we're going to find or do anything else today because we're pooped. That was a lot of walking. And given this spot so peaceful, we'll stay here again for another night. Gonna get the kettle on. And yeah, enjoy being surrounded by trees. Great night spent in the woods. Really, really nice to wake up this morning to birdsong, a little bit of drizzle. What birds did we see this morning, Joe?
Tree keeper.
Tree creeper.
Jays.
A gang of tits just outside of our window. And
That's what we not had yesterday.
but yeah, lots of birds. But now we're going to head off a little bit further into the forest, but then back towards the coast to find a campsite. Decided to go visit an RSPB on the way back. The signs didn't tell you that it was down a winding, tiny, wooded road, but I think we'll be alright. Super magical though. The magic's taken off it when you can hear the van being scraped by twigs on either side. Squelchy, drizzly day. We're just walking to an otter viewing platform. I don't reckon there'll be otters. But this river here, the River Cree, is the one that the loch that we walked around yesterday feeds into. So we've kind of travelled all along the river, through all of the woodland. So no otters, unfortunately. Kind of have to go early morning or in the evening. It's kind of mid-morning. But we did see something pretty cool on the way in. We're going to check out now by this really cool wooded path. Ever since reading about Britain's lost rainforests, we've both started viewing mossy, damp woods with a new appreciation. Across the UK's west coast lie some of the rarest habitats in the world, with only small pockets of mossy fern-filled valleys remaining. But plenty of organisations are seeking to regrow this integral magical piece of biodiversity in the form of temperate rainforests. And then we've walked a little bit along the road, just to this casual waterfall just by the side of the road. Can you believe it that this is the same day as the morning around the RSPB with the waterfalls? The sun has finally shown its face. I don't think we've seen the sun for about 10 days now. Apparently it's like a big weather system that's been hanging around the UK. It's nice to have some sunshine. We've come to Kirkcudbright, which is like a riverside port town, just a little bit further along the coast in Galloway. We stopped for lunch, had a really good carvery. This area and the Forest of Galloway has been such a beautiful surprise. Like, it's just been amazing. I can't believe we haven't come here before. But yeah, would 100% recommend it. I think we're going to end the video here, and we'll catch you on the next adventure, probably for more of Scotland. See you later. Thanks for watching, everyone. Stay tuned for our next part of our Scottish autumn road trip, where we take in beautiful sights of Loch Lomond and the Trossachs National Park. Catch you on the next adventure.